Hello there to all my pro gamer friends, and once again I'm going to be answering how do I not get bored of The Sims Part 2. Now, I will be going over some of the same stuff that I went in the previous videos because I did forget a few things in that one, but one thing that how I don't get bored of The Sims is trying on different traits and making, a sim that is maybe your self sim, or go into gallery and download a sim. Or if you want a sim with no skills, just put no skills and do whatever. Now, I do own all the packs and stuff, including with the new one and stuff, so, some things may vary. Now, the way that I like to play The Sims may be different from yours. You can always feel free to copy what you see here. So, as far as like settings and stuff goes. But before we get into settings here, the thing I want to get out of the way before I forget once again, because I'm sometimes forgetful, which is if you have the tiny living, and if you go to and you set it to tiny living residential, and you keep it by the 32 tiles, well, it'll do you notice that you can also get special lot perks that you pretty much get for free, like line load. Makes your stuff, makes your bills a lot less expensive. Your relationships gains are doubled. Plants grow twice as fast as normal. Your sim is happy, inspired, and focused buffs last twice as long. Your skill increase at double the standard rate. Relax, everything is twice as comfortable as it is generally, so these are really good if you're wanting to kind of have like a quick little easy start home to kind of start off before you make some of those big small lands. Now with lot traits, you can add make this be however you be. Now if we want to kind of continue on with making the bills less expensive for those then for those who have these packs for these particular perks, we're going to go with Natural Well, which will reduce our water billing down. And another one that we can use is General Thermal to keep our power from skyrocketing and other things. And then, of course, as always, to help us pay our bills and more, along with this kind of like particular bill, we're going to go with Penny Pixies, so we can get some of that additional money. Now, if you want to make it, now you can always change it to, however you like. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, add some lot traits here. Now, by the way, for the sim that I'm using for this particular thing is my 100 baby challenge, so that will be in the next episode here on my sim series. But that's not the point here for this vid. So next up here, we're going to go with settings here, because these are what I play on with my sims. So here we go. With gameplay anatomy, we have full. That way my sim, but I also have disabled autonomy for selected sims. That way when I select onto a sim, they will do the things that I want them to do if I want to play a specific sim within my household. And then while I'm playing as them, all the others can go fill in their needs and whatever. Now, auto age played households. I only have this activated to only active household, so that way, because I am doing one safe thing, I'm trying to fit all my sims in there, but I don't want them all to die fast, so I am only having the age on when I'm playing as a certain household. More. Now, another thing is auto age unplayed household. I do have those off for unplayed households, like I said earlier, so that way they wouldn't age up and die there, so I can actually. Now, the sim lifespan, it could depend on how quickly you want your sims to die, or if you want them to live a normal to a very long life. I just have it on long because, well, If I want my Sims to die, I know exactly how to do it. Um, Also, the limit of Sims I have it created now, I think it kind of helps with the glitch, bugging out or glitching, or lagging, I mean. So, then we have, obviously I have animal aging on to kind of tell, life stories. We got lifestyles on, build item, grant, gameplay effects, yes, show fears and wants, and social menu. Now, I do have neighborhood stories on. If I was just playing this one sim and I wasn't and I had just the regular townies in the world, and then I wouldn't really care if this was on. But for the sake of all of my sims being on one save file and everything like this, I am going to just keep it off for now, so that way I don't have any unfortunate deaths that I did not cause. Let's see, you're now going to environment here. Now, the lunar moon cycle, it starts off with less, but I have it for 24 days. I try to look up to see how many days, whatever, for a full moon and the entire, cycle and stuff. Now, like I said, I have set a permanent phase thing off because I don't want it to just be one particular moon, but like I said, that's it. And I have the lunar effects on because they can be interesting, kind of challenging, and whatever else sometimes. Now for seasons. Seasons here to try to make it feel like an actual, going through the seasons type of thing. I have it for 28 sim days. Now, you can always set it for shorter if you don't want it to be long. But I'm just saying how I play and how I don't get bored of it. I have, every type of environment that could happen, from ice conditions to thunderstorms, the whole bam shapoon. Now, here in PAX, I do have the opt-out fame disabled, and I do have the eco lifestyle, which is kind of annoying, but you can always have it on if you like. Everything else is pretty much normal, and I think that sums up about that. And I also have the desk thing on, which I'll get in a second. I'm trying to think here. So, next up here, we're going to go to live mode. So, it is night, so don't mind my sim here. She's not the star of the show here for this particular episode. Now, for instance, when you put, another thing that I like to do is kind of, once I get done either making a house or just loading it to a house, I like to set up the kitchen one to all, so that way they can wash dishes if the dishwasher is full, so that way things can get cleaned up. And then for the bathroom sinks, I always have to set to bathroom, that way they don't do dishes in the bathroom, so that way they're not being weird. Now here's another thing too. It's just that I know some of you may wonder, how do I keep my counters clear but still have the basic essentials like appliances for stuff? Well, here, if you have the sorry, I think it was For Rent pack, for an example, and you have the coffee thing, you can put it on there and then you can bring it to your inventory, just like what I'm going to do with this here shortly and more. So basically, the reason why I like to do that is to pretty much keep the counters clear. You can always add, additional stuff. And things that I also like to do is, like I tell people all the time, I'm not really much of a sim builder, but I do love to decor stuff. I do like to put cabinets in here just to add a little bit more, storytelling I guess, about like where they put their dishes and more. I would have stuff on the counter too, but I just got, like I said, I just got everything here done very quickly so I can kind of go over this for part 2. Go check 1 if you like to see, you know, an actual, like, I'm a proud of my build type of thing. So there you go. And I'm trying to think here of what else I'm probably forgetting. So yeah, that's just, and then for example here, I'm not going to turn these off right now, but another thing too that I like to do is go to auto lights and select all. Now this will basically do is that it will turn off all the lights off, and the only times that they will turn on is when your sim enters a specific room, so it's good to save power for when your sim's not using other rooms and make the bills even more cheaper. Now for the next part here, I always love to use this trash can right here. Now it is worth 1,000 or so simoleons, which to some might sound very ridiculous, but to me it's worth it, because for every sim that you have in your household, there is, it gives you 10 simoleons per member in the household, which is really good for. And now to some people it may be small, maybe you don't like this type of thing in your gameplay, but I find it reassuring, which is having, you know, a vacuum, because, you know, to kind of show that my sim is actually doing, you know, actually cleaning their house to make sure it stays, you know, nice and neat. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here in her inventory so she can just use it whenever I click on the floor. And we have ourselves a laundry basket. I do like to have a laundry basket along with a washer and dryer to kind of show that my sim is washing their clothes and actually keeping up on their hygiene more. Like put on freshly clean clothes instead of the same thing over and over. Now, and then another important thing too that I like to do is go to the calendar and add some holidays. Now I already did this previously, like I said, I already got everything set up. So we have Valentine's Day or Love Day, however you want to put it. Now usually there's romantic spirit, gift flowers, go on a date, and decor. The only thing that I added for those who, you know, have sims that are not really, or I guess for those who are like me, where not really looking for love on that anything, but to kind of still celebrate it, you can watch some romantic TV. If you're one of those people where you just like to kind of like do something for the holiday. Then of course we got Easter. Now I always put the additional, like the ones that they didn't put on Wednesday. You don't have to. I just like to put it on Wednesday, so that way it's in the middle of the week, so I can have time to plan things. Now for Easter, I just put decor, acorn, and flower bunny, you know, because to give off that Easter type of vibe. I did not put the 4th of July, because I don't know how it works as far as, you know, like if I have to go to like a festival to get the fireworks, but you can always get fireworks and just light them off on whatever day you think that seems fit. Now here in fall we have Halloween. Now for Halloween, it's another one that I added to the calendar. But basically, you have decor, remembrance. Now I put remembrance in here along with the traditional, you know, Halloween stuff, because I know there are those who celebrate Day of the Dead. So there's that. We got spooky spirits, the good old-fashioned old tradition of trick or treat and wearing a costume. One of my favorite holidays. Now we go to Thanksgiving, the season of decor, you know, usually same stuff that they have for originally, but I know that not everybody's family does this, but I know in mine, some of my family do like to watch sports, or, you know, usually watch football during Thanksgiving, so there's that. Then you can, there's Christmas or Winterfest, whatever. Same thing, but step 4, I took out grand meals and put light menu. Now, I do apologize for those who celebrate Hanukkah if this is not the right one. I did not know which one of the candles, represents Hanukkah, because I celebrate regular Christmas. But I mean no disrespect to anyone who, celebrates Hanukkah, or if that's something that you all do. And then New Year's Eve, I guess, left alone. But here's another thing, too, that I like to do on the calendar. Now, it's going to be kind of different than... Now, to set up an event for your Sims, you have to have it within 2 weeks. You cannot set an event for, more than that. So, let's say that you want... Since we're on Tuesday, we're going to show you the events. So you have a birthday shower, which you do get rewards for, like a gold level rewards and more, which is good. Now remember, I think you have to have growing together for this, but it's basically good if you were trying to tell, like, kind of like a real life story with your sim about having a baby shower before they have the baby. We have a cake party, which I'm pretty sure I won't know what goes on in this type of party, because like I said, I don't really do these type of things. But there's toddler play date, if you kind of want to set up, a play date with your toddler and their friends and stuff to have like a cute event. Now we have the birthday party, which obviously, is good if you are wanting to set up a birthday for one of your family members or Sims, for example. We got Ranch Animal Day for those who want to do like a ranch type of style thing. A ranch gathering. We got the black and white bash, which I think is like if you want to throw very fancy party. We got a slumber party for all those wonderful things when you're trying to have sleepovers and more. Neighborhood potluck if you're kind of like a landlord, I'm guessing, with want all the attendants to kind of like enjoy a time together or come together to enjoy something. Mountain climbing express for if you're like a person that likes to go mountain climbing or other crazy adventures. Then we've got spooky party for like if you want to do a Halloween party or whatever parties. Then we've got, I'm not going to pronounce that word, but costume party. Another type of style costume party. And we have a pool party, especially good for like the summers. We have family reunion, so when you feel like it's been a while since everybody's came together, you can come to, have those in dinner party, a dance party, hustle party, weenie roasting, TV party. Now, what's good about these events is that you do get certain rewards, depending about what kind of, if you get like bronze, silver, gold, or etc., which is basically kind of the same thing, which you also get rewards too if you go like on dates, and you will get like a different reward based on certain level of like bronze, silver, gold, or whatever you got status for that. But some of these look like you can only get them if you get a certain particular level on them, so that's cool. Trying to think here too. So also, if you, I know this is not gonna be for everybody because I know that everybody's different or whatever, but sometimes having fun in The Sims could be whatever that's more fun to you. Now, some people may be against cheats, like in like cheat codes or whatever. I don't really mind them. I don't really care about achievements like that because I don't really think they do really anything for me. So I'm not like a trophy hunter, but you can always do testing cheats on just to show. And some of my favorite things to use for like cheats, or here I'll show like b dot move objects, which basically give me more freedom to set items wherever I pretty much want in a house, so I can kind of make a place look a little bit more fancy. Now obviously here, if I go to build mode here, I do not need a cheat for this, so this is something that I'm pretty sure you can do without cheats on, but like you can select onto item. Now I play on PlayStation, so L and R2 you hold, and then right on the D-pad if you want to make it bigger or smaller. But I would be careful with that because sometimes it does look weird with the animation, but if you want that, you know, funny, like wacky, goofy stuff, then there you go. And another thing that you can do is do the same thing, but put up on the D-pad or down on the D-pad, I'm pretty sure, and it will lift up an item or down, so that is really good if you're trying to put stuff that normally can't be on this type of shelf. Now, so like for an example, let's say you wanted this to be on here for whatever reason. You could do that for like an illusion that it's on there. But besides from that too, another thing that I like to do in The Sims that helps me not get bored is doing stuff in certain seasons, like when it's fall, raking up the leaves, playing them. When it's snowing, like building a snowman and doing other stuff. Now, I could go over like every single like build item that adds like gameplay and stuff, but but there's a lot to go over, and don't really have that much time because I do have only up to 60-minute length that I can go to explain everything. So I'm kind of now. Besides from like trying on different traits on your sim, can sometimes be very fun. Just due to the fact that when you play with the same trait, because a lot of traits do have their own secret, unique, interactions, which can add to gameplay and stuff more. So, and if you don't know, like, a lot of the secret things, you can always just look that up, like hidden ones that you probably didn't know. I remember a cheat, but I'm going to wait for it after. There's a lot of cheats that you can look up to. They're easy, that you don't have to use any mods or anything for. Now we have all the basic, careers here that you can play here. Some I like to just play around and sometimes pick jobs that I normally wouldn't do for my Sims, just to see how it is. Some can be confusing and some can be very easy to understand, so there's that. Now for another cheat too, when you have cheats, testing cheats on, all you really have to do is go, like, hover your cursor or whatever on the mailbox and press in X and circle. I don't know what it is for PC or other stuff. but go to Ultra Needs, you can fill some. It will fill everybody in the household's needs up instead of just doing it individually to every single one, which can be annoying, especially if you don't know constantly where they are. And then if you do it again and you go to disabled household needs decay, that makes it where so basically for her, she will not have to use the bathroom or worry about hygiene or sleep or anything, and unless I disable it. Or I don't know if with this particular one, if I put disable, like if I re-enable need, it will come back after they go to work. But another fun cheat too that I like to use for like from the cottage living is when you do the same thing but onto your sim and you go to kill and you can have them die by fierce rabbit, which is how I usually kill off my sims, or cow plant. Try and make sure that I don't mess anything up for you guys. There's a lot of interesting woohoo spots. There's a lot of interesting ways, and like I said, depending about what kind of packs you have, you can kind of tell the story of parenthood, being a pet owner, because that's one of the very first packs that I got when I found out that there were cats and dogs in my first stuffs pack, because I love animals, which is why I also got cottage living and all the rest. And also with the occults, I also have werewolves, vampires, practically the mall and stuff. And it's definitely... Plus, I always like to brainstorm of ideas, sometimes of funny, wacky characters, and kind of just telling a basic story. So I could kind of be like a role-playing type of sim player, but at the same time too, I can just, be like a regular, gamer in that regard. So there's that. I'm sorry there's not really much gameplay, like exciting gameplay here, but like I said, it's just more like an explanation type of vid. And also, now that I remember now, and I'm glad that I did, because also expirations. These, I would say, choose very carefully at the start, because the one that you get for certain ones will be stuck with you. So, for example, it's like this one right here that I have for, which is successful, pretty much like, family. But if you're trying to go for a skill one, I highly recommend learning the skills one, and you can kind of mix and match basically, traits with, aspirations to kind of go for certain builds. Now, if you save up enough aspiration points, or, use the cheat to give yourself some, you can get these potions and stuff, which can be helpful in many different ways, depending about what you're trying to go for, like filling in your sim's needs, or etc, etc. Now, or like if you want your, like this one here, like super lean, super large, if you're trying to make your sim, in shape or out of shape. And there's a potion of fuse, so you can keep your sim nice and young, so they pretty much will never, run out. There's the money tree to help you grow your money if you're one of those people. And basically, you have traits too that can help you, gain stuff, or, this ones that will help, make your needs, decay a lot less, to possibly to the point where you don't have to worry about them. I don't know if that's true, so don't hold me accountable to it. And is there anything else? Yes. Also, sometimes, and also when you do certain things for, I think this is also in Running Together, but but if you have that, sometimes it will ask you, depending about what kind of stuff that you're doing, that it'll be like, your sim is really been doing this a lot, so do you want to add this trait to them? Go ahead, you can go up to about 3 of them before you have to sacrifice one. And I really love it because you do get them constantly at random times, and it's kind of cool because, like, let's say you have a sim that's non-committed, and then you kind of have it like where, you know, they kind of turn a new leaf and now they're loyal now into a relationship for a sec. And also, I know I should have said this at the very beginning because I was talking about it in this category, but if you're making a sim and you kind of want them to get a head start, because I think they'll like have it where they just ask you a few questions, but it kind of creates your sim story, and just you can always skip some if you don't feel it, and then basically will shape what their inspiration's going to be, what their traits are going to be, and you know, get a head start and more. So that's always interesting too. Now, another thing too that I like to do with my sims, for like obviously when I have cheats on, because I don't know how to do this in any particular fashion, but you can also add life skill. Like you can have Adrenaline Seeker, Close Knit, Coffee Fanatic, which I would be lying if I said that I was not a caffeine fanatic. There's an Energetic, there's Frequent Traveler, Healthy Food Nut, Hunger for Love, Endorsey. I think I would be considered Endorsey, but I don't really know what it is. Like if it means like I would prefer it better at home, then sure. But Junk Food Fiend, you know, the people person, outdoorsy, you know, single and loving it, kind of like how I feel at times. Well, actually, no, that would be a lie. I kind of feel kind of conflicted between it at the moment. You know, about if your person is a techie or not, a workaholic, etc. Just adds more character and stuff to your Sims builds, and also, you don't always have to have, you know, workout equipment. You can always have them go to the gym. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you have the fitness thing too, you can always add, like, you know, the climbing wall and stuff, like if your Sim's trying to prepare for that. Now, here's another thing too that a lot of people ask me too, is about, you know, like businesses and stuff. For bowling, do I always use them in my builds for like a house? No. Would I, you know, have a bowling alley lot for like my Sims to go to, like for like a community lot where everybody can go to and have fun in a bowling alley? Yes. Same thing with, like, you know, if I was doing something for my restaurant, you know, pet clinic, and all those other jobs that you can select onto here. So there's definitely a lot to do in The Sims, especially if you have all of the packs. But I do understand that not everybody can, you know, buy all the packs. And yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, and I could never really get bored. This is, I gotta say, Sims and Skyrim are pretty much my top one number, like, single player games that I love to play constantly when I'm playing by myself. But besides from that wise, that's about it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day, and if you're not, well, just know that you are amazing, and I'm glad that you're here, and the world's better off with you in it. And of course, as always, I hope you enjoyed.